This is ABC 7 News This Morning.
And now we're going to move on to the Drew Peterson verdict, the other big story this morning. As he wakes up this morning in jail, a convicted murder, his attorneys work toward an appeal.
That's right. ABC 7's Jason Knowles live with the reaction. And what is next on this story, Jason? Good morning.
Hello. It took the jury a day and a half to find Drew Peterson guilty of the murder of Kathleen Savio, and they did it all on that hearsay testimony and circumstantial evidence.
This man murdered her because he was larger than she was. He's basically a coward. He was a thug. He would threaten people because he had a gun and a badge, and nobody ever took him on. We took him on now, and he lost.
Fantastic. They couldn't have done a better job for. Finally, somebody heard Kathleen cry. 12 people did the right thing. Oh, thank God.
This is done, and I know it's going to make her happy as well if she was here as well. I'm sure she's just hearing this right now. So she did a good number for a lot of people.
I was concerned about the hearsay evidence and the circumstantial evidence. The hearsay evidence was big. It just seemed like all the evidence was pointing towards the defendant being guilty.
Let me tell you this, the whole world has been waiting for Drew Peterson to be convicted. They hate him. They've hated him since day one.
Great disappointment. Yeah. Great disappointment, but you know, almost every criminal case results in a guilty finding.
There's going to be an appeal. Believe me, there's several world-class appellate lawyers that are just waiting to get their teeth into this case. Every single witness had a constitutional issue attached to them.
And as you heard, there's no surprise that Peterson's defense team will appeal, but this morning experts are saying it is highly unlikely he would win. Ravi, Judy, the other thing that a lot of people are talking about this morning is the possibility, the chance that prosecutors will charge Drew Peterson in the disappearance of his fourth wife, Stacy. Back to both of you.
All right, Jason, thank you for that update. And of course, the process moving forward with this case is going to be a long one.
That's right. Our legal expert, Thomas Glasgow, here this morning. Sentencing, he could be facing up to 60 years here. First of all, you called it. You said it was going to be a guilty verdict. How surprised are you by what actually transpired yesterday?
I'm not that surprised. Some of my colleagues in the legal community were surprised, mostly because of the hearsay evidence. The politicians, they ended up putting in this hearsay law into effect. The general public themselves looked at it as, well, you know, this is a way to get somebody who we all feel is guilty. Most legal scholars, most people in my community were, well, you know, you're using hearsay evidence. This is not really something we trust. Do we really want to use this in a murder case? My personal opinion was this was good law. The Illinois Supreme Court ended up saying that this was perfectly good law for them to end up using because of the Forfeiture by Wrongdoing Act. And therefore, we're in a good situation. I believe that this was the right verdict. I believe it was the right verdict under the law based upon everything that I've seen.
Although, as we have been reporting, this by no means means the end to this case. What happens at the next court date?
The next court date he set for, I believe, November 26th. We've got to have post-trial motions, which are motions for new trial, where they're going to allege all sorts of new things that went wrong during the case, why he should be given a new trial, the wrong rulings that the judge had made during the course of the case, and then they will proceed to a post-sentence pre-sentence report where they'll have good things and bad things about him, and then they'll go ahead and sentence him to either 20 or 60 years. And at 58, it's going to be a life sentence.
Indeed it will.
If it's not overturned on appeal.
We'll see what happens. Somehow we know the story isn't totally going away. Thomas, thanks very much, and thanks for all your help on it. All right.